ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोर्श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोर्न वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागररघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। जयतां सुरतो पंगो मौ मंदमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्भोजौ राधा मदर मोहनौ दिव्य वृंदारण्यकल्पद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद् राधा श्रील गोविंद देवो प्रेष्ठालिभि सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भे वंशी वटतटस्थितः कर्षन् वेणु स्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तु नः। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So now we'll enter into the third story. So this is story of the great personality in whose family Lord Krishna appeared, and this is a story of Chandravamsha. So we have seen the Lord Rama appeared in Surya Vamsha, whereas Krishna appeared in Chandravamsha, and both originated from Vaivasvata Manu only, and all things happened. So this is story of Pururava. So we are going to hear this. We have touched this part about him yesterday in one of the stories, but now we are going to hear little more detail how whole thing happened. The story of Pururava. So now taking ahead after Lord Ramachandra, he has two sons, as we know, that is Lava and Kush. So in this, Lava did not have children, so there is no progeny, so his story ended there itself, but Kush is having children. So Kush's son was Atithi, and his son was Nishada. Nishada's son is Nabha, and his son is Pundarika, and Pundarika's son is Kshemadhanva. So in this way, this Ikshwaku Vamsha continued, and in that Vamsha, finally one person took place. His name is Maru. His name is Maru as king, and this Maru did not continue, but did not have the progeny. He stayed. The Shukadeva Goswami said he is going to stay, and he would stay till end of Kali Yuga. When the Kali Yuga ends, again he would start the Surya Vamsha. Just to start Surya Vamsha itself he stayed. So in this way, the Ikshwaku, the final king, the last king was Sumitra. The Sumitra did not have children. Because he did not have children, the Surya Vamsha is just got completed. That was Shukadeva Goswami. Now let us take how the Chandravamsha started. Chandravamsha is started from Pururava. So Ikshvaku's one of the sons' name is Nimi Maharaj. Nimi Maharaj. So Nimi Maharaj one day thought that he want to conduct a sacrifice. Always devotees or the great personalities always want to plan like okay, let us have some Hare Krishna festival. Or like these people also plan. When everything is good, let us have some celebration. So he thought of one yajna, and the purpose of this yajna is only to satisfy, worship the Supreme Personality. Because Bhogdaram yajna tapasam, for all yajna and tapasa, the Bhogta is Krishna. So he has planned, and he invited Vasishtha Muni as Pradhana Purohit, and he said that I want to conduct this yajna, keeping you Pradhana Purohit. But Vasishtha said, time at this point of time, because Indra already called me to conduct one yajna. So you please wait, I will come back and let us start. Already I have taken up an appointment there. So, but this Nimi Maharaj is a very self-realized soul. He felt that, okay, he will go, when he will come back, till then I'll stay or not stay. He did not feel that is not so. When he felt that, the Vasishtha Muni went to the heavenly planet for this conducting yajna for Indra, and he took other people, other Purohit and started yajna, and he has completed yajna. When his yajna is completed, by then the Vasishtha Muni also came, and he came to know that Nimi Maharaj already conducted. He became very furious. I already told you, just wait till I come back. Then he said, you are now become very proud of your Panditya and opulences. Let you die. He just let your body fall, means you die. Then he cursed it. Nimi Maharaj also felt bad. Why this fellow unnecessary? That okay, you also die. He has to curse. So both have dead. Both Vasishtha is also dead, and Nimi Maharaj also dead. That is, you see, because of the anger, what is going to happen? So one shot. Then what happened is, this Vasishtha, because he left the body, and again he has to take birth, because these are rishis, permanent rishis, they will change the body and again come back. Again they will come back as Vasishtha. It goes like that. Then when Mitra Varna, when they saw the Urvashi, they got so much attracted and they discharged semen. And from that the Vasishtha again came back. But as far as Nimi is concerned, when he left his body, all the rishis and Brahmanas, they protected his body. They protected his body, and they did one yajna, Satra yajna. Because the idea is they wanted to invite the Devi Devatas and give birth back to the Nimi Maharaj. Because Nimi Maharaj is a very powerful person, very devoted person. So for the yajna, Devi Devatas came, and all these rishis and brahmanas requested him, can you please give life back to our Nimi Maharaj? And they were ready to give, but Nimi Maharaj was not ready. He said that I am not interested in this body. I am not into this body, he was saying. And it is basically this, in this material world, this is full of shoka and bhaya, dukkha shoka. So that's why I am not so much keen on taking this body. He was just speaking. So at that time, all the demigods, they found very happy that this man is not interested in the body. And they said that let him stay without body. Let him stay with Adhyatmika body as a Bhagavad Parshada, as an associate of the God. In this way, and depending on his choice, he can become appear or he can become disappear. In that way, let him say. In this way, the demigods has given a special power to Nimi Maharaj. And at that time, rishis, they have churned the body of Nimi Maharaj. From that, a son was born. And his name is Janaka. And since he was born from the body of the dead body of the father, he became Vaideha. And also, since he was born from the churning of body, he also known as because of Manthan he was born, so he is also known as Mithila. And where the Mithil was born is now Mithila Nagara. So this Mithila has given birth to Udavasu, and Udavasu son is Nandivardhana, and his son name is Suketa, and his name is Devarata, and his son is Bruhadrata, his son is Mahavirya, his name is Sudruti, his son is Drushtaketu, his son is Haryashva, his son is Maru, his son is Pratipaka, his son is Krutarada, his son is Devameda, his son is Vishruta, his son is Mahadruti, his son is Krutirata, his son is Maharoma, and his son is Swarnaroma, his name is Harsaroma, his son is Dhvaja. So like that many come, and finally one person comes, the Shiradhvaja. This Shiradhvaja is Janaka Maharaj, because we know him, Janaka Maharaj. That is, who is Janaka Maharaj? He is father of Sita Mata. So Shiradhvaja, why his name is Shiradhvaja? Because when he was tilling the earth, and he found a beautiful girl at the edge of his plough. That's why his name is. And she has become the wife of Lord Rama. And all the Mithila Raja Vamshi, they all became Atma Visharada. They became the Atma Tattva. In this way, they got really liberated from this material world. So, in this way, the Shukadeva Goswami says the Surya Vamsha is also narrated, and also I narrated the Janaka Maharaj and his earlier Vamsha. Now I am going to tell about the Chandra Vamsha, because the Shukadeva Goswami was very eager. Shukadeva was very eager to bring the topic of Lord Krishna, because Lord Krishna finally appeared in Chandra Vamsha. So he is telling that. So the story goes like this, that when Brahma was born, during the creation time, when Brahma was born from the lotus flower, from the navel of Lord Vishnu, Brahma got a son, Atri Mahamani. So Atri Mahamani was almost equivalent to like father, and Atri was having so much affection, so much respect for the father. So he was having, looking at his father, he got some tears from his Anandashru of the happiness. So from the tears, one son was born. That he is none other than the moon god, Chandra. That's called Soma. So when the grandchild Soma was, so he automatically becomes grandchild. The Chandra is the grandson of Brahma. So Brahma made him in charge of Oshadhi, Brahmana, Nakshatra. From Nakshatras, Brahmanas, Oshadhi, Soma Bhuta Rasatmaka. So he has made all the Oshadhas, they all come because of the Chandra. So when the story goes like this, when the Soma was Soma means Chandra. Chandra has done one big Rajasu Yajna, and when he did this Rajasu Yajna, he became very proud of, and she snatched or took away wife of Bruhaspati. So Bruhaspati is a Brahmana. Bruhaspati is also is a teacher of all the demigods, and he took away the wife of Bruhaspati. Bruhaspati is Tara. And Devaguru told Chandra many times, please give the wife back. So because of that, there was a big fight. Some people supported Chandra, some people supported Brihaspati, and there was because of the Tara, there was a big fight. There was a big fight between all the people. And finally, it so happened that Brahma came in between and they stopped, please stop this fight. He came and stopped the fight, and he given a good lesson to Chandra and asked him, please give this wife back to Brihaspati. So, but by that time, she is already pregnant. She is pregnant. And Brihaspati said, before accepting, I want to see that she delivers the baby. I don't want to just take along with it. So then she delivered the baby. The baby was very attractive. Baby is very active. This is a male baby, very attractive. Then both moon god and Brihaspati, they got attracted to one another. Oh, he's my son, he's my son. They started fighting. Then finally, they asked, finally, whose son he is? So she did not speak. And afterwards, Brahma took her to side and asked, whose son is finally? So she said that it is son of Chandra. So when it was declared, Chandra became so happy and took the son and went away. And that son is Buddha. That what we see, the Buddha Graha is the son born to Chandra out of the Tara. And we heard in the story that this Buddha loved or got attracted towards Ila. That is Sudyumna. Sudyumna, when he came to a forest, Sukumara Vana, he has become a woman. That story we heard. So at that time when she became a beautiful lady, Buddha Graha, got attracted towards this Ila, and because of them, a boy was born. His name is Pururava. So that is the whole story. Pururava is the one who is born because of the Buddha, that is grandson. No, the son of Chandra is Buddha, and Pururava became the grandson of Chandra. In that way, the Chandra Vamsa started. So from the Atri Muni, Chandra's son is Buddha, Buddha's son is Pururava. Now the Pururava progeny comes and great people come, and finally Lord Krishna also appears. So he belongs to Chandra Vamsha, and Lord Rama belongs to Vamsha. So here this Pururava, being the grandson of Chandra, is very, very beautiful. Is very, very beautiful, and his form is good, his qualities are good, his character is good, and his opulence is good, everything is good. So because of this, this information or these glories were nicely described, glorified by Narada Muni in the heavenly planets. When he was describing, Urvashi got attracted by hearing, oh, this Chandra's grandson is so good, so attractive. So she got attracted, and she wants to stay with him. So she came all the way from the heavenly planet to earthly planet to get associated with Pururava. And she came down and said that, you see, I belong to the heavenly planet and you belong to earthly planet, but however I like you so much. So as long as you follow certain rules and regulations, I am ready to stay with you. But as soon as you break the rules, I will go away. Is it okay? So Pururava said, oh, you came all the way from heavenly planets. Who will not accept your rules and regulations? So she said that I have two things. I am having very much great attachment for 2 goats. These are heavenly goats. So you should see that they are all safe, number 1. Number 2, I don't want to see any time in the naked. Only when when we are mating is okay, but normal condition I don't want to see you naked. These two conditions. I said, okay, accept. So in that way they started enjoying the life. Time is passing. Indra became disturbed. Oh my God, without Urvasi, the court of the heavenly planet is like a desert. So he made an attempt. So he has sent some Gandharvas. Sent some Gandharvas somehow go and bring Urvashi. And these both Gandharvas, they went, and what they did is first they stole. They went to the mid of the darkness and they went and stole the two goats. When the goats were stolen, the goats started crying. Midnight somebody came and stealing. And at that time Pururava was enjoying with Urvashi, and she started yelling him, you see, you are a powerless fellow. My goats are suffering, somebody is snatching them and they are crying like a child. Then she started yelling so much. Then Pururava immediately jumped from the bed and took a sword, and he was naked. He just rushed in that midnight itself and he chased the Gandharvas and finally driven them out and brought the both goats. And by the time he entered back to the palace, the Gandharvas created a big light. It was darkness actually, but they created a big light. So suddenly he is seen in the naked form. Then the moment he appeared as naked, the Urvashi disappeared. That is created by Indra. The moment Apsarasa, the Urvashi left, Pururava became very much upset. Pururava became totally upset, and he started searching all over the world. He started searching all over the world. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? He was searching, but already she is not there. She is somewhere else. And finally he was searching. Finally he found him. He found the Urvashi at one place, that is Kurukshetra. And he was so much happy. Oh, I got finally, she is there. And she prayed so much that he wants to stay with Urvashi, spend time, enjoy more. But she said that she belongs to the heavenly planet. She cannot come, like that, lot of discussion. Finally she considered, okay, no problem. Once a year and one day, one night, I'll stay with you. Is that okay? He said, okay, no problem. So in that way some adjustment is made, and but by then already she is pregnant, so she left. And next time he was waiting for almost 1 year. He was almost waiting for the 1 year. And when the 1 year came, again he came back. And he met with her and started enjoying. But he was more morose. He was more disturbed, because by the time she comes, the next day comes, she would be leaving, and he has to again wait for 1 year for the association of Urvashi. He became very much disturbed, and he felt very bad. When Urvashi saw the agony of Pururava, she suggested that if you pray to Gandharvas, probably they will give you some good idea. Then Pururava started praying to Gandharvas. They made a trick. They brought another beautiful lady, the Agnisthali. She is a look-alike. Agnisthali is a look-alike Urvashi. So they gave Agnisthali to Pururava. So Pururava felt that okay, now she is going to be with him permanently. Then Pururava happily moving with Agnisthali, thinking that now the Gandharvas has really helped to give a permanent association with Urvashi. But later, after some time, he came to know that she is not Urvashi, she is somebody else, look-alike. And then immediately he left and went. So from this you can understand that if the heart is become, you will just forget about your position. You will forget about your position and your responsibilities. It is moha. And this moha continued to that extent, that Pururava started doing yajnas to a great extent. What is purpose? Purpose that by the yajna, he wanted to go to the heavenly planets and associate with Urvashi. So, by Pururava only, conducting the yajnas for the material purposes are started. Originally, the yajnas are essentially only for pleasing Supreme Personality of Godhead. But here the Pururava started the yajnas with a single purpose, single pointed purpose, to associate with Urvashi back in the heavenly planets. In that way, while doing the yajnas, instead of remembering or meditating, he was constantly thinking about Urvashi. So, in that way, in this Treta Yuga, in the beginning of Treta Yuga, actually, frankly speaking, before Treta, at that time, the fire is only one, Agni was only one, and the entire humanity, there is only one Varna, that is called Hamsa. And whereas in the beginning of Treta, this is in the beginning of the creation, but in the Treta Yuga beginning, Pururava started this Karmakandi Yajna. And in this way, of course, because he was constantly meeting every once a year, he gave birth to 6 sons. Pururava has given birth to 6 sons, that is Ayu, Shrutayu, Satyayu, Rayu, Jayu, Vijayu. These are 6 sons he has given. And afterwards, there are 6. One is Ayu, Shrutayu, Satyayu, Rayu, Jayu and Vijayu. In this Vijayu Vamsha, Parashurama took birth. And Ayu Vamsha, Lord Krishna took birth. So that's why the Pururava has sons. One has become the beginner of the Parashurama incarnation, and one son has become the platform for Lord Krishna. In this way, Pururava, who has appeared in the lineage of Chandra, is called Chandra Vamsha. So in the Chandra Vamsha only, we see the Supreme Lord Krishna took birth. So this is the interesting story of Pururava Chakravarti, who has become the platform for Lord Krishna